Good evening, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this Monday evening, January 31st, 2022. At Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by helping you become financially independent by teaching you how to currency trade with our super accurate proprietary trading tools and our best in the business one-on-one personalized training, which we think is really the most effective and efficient way to learn currency trading. And in this session, I am going to use two of our signals. We've got probably over a dozen signals, and depending on what your proclivities are and how you like to do things, we once you get into coaching, we review them with you, we find which one resonates with you, and then we set up a trade plan around that for you to successfully trade. And we are so confident in how well our tools work that once you have been trained, we let you trade with company funds and split what you make. With that, we need to start with this guy. So let's go ahead and do that.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right. One of the other great things about our program is that we do these live trades, whereby an experienced trader like me comes online. They do their analysis, so it becomes a teaching moment for you, and then they recommend a trade for you to copy, make some money on, and see how accurate our tools are. When you are in the, if you haven't muted yourself, if you could, that'd be terrific. When you are in the light program, you get access to what's here in the yellow. When you are in the regular coaching program, we do trades in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We do trades in the evening at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We have extra paid training. So there are quite a few opportunities for you to constantly be getting feedback and tips on training and learning how successful traders trade and what their strategies are using the tools. Dale, who for example, does this training at 8 p.m. Eastern time, he's probably the longest running coach we have. He was trained by Kevin Sr., and he had taken a $2,000 account and turned it into over $1 million. So one of the many success stories. So with that, let's get into what we're going to do today. As you know, I like to trade off of a little routine. Before I start, I want to make sure everything's running, which I've done before you've come online. Good habit daily is to review what you did during that day with the intent of kind of figuring out if something went wrong, how you could do it better, or what the error was. As we are technical traders, one of the things we want to do is review news items and trade around those news items. And I go to forexfactory.com to look at those news items. There are other sites you can use and other news feeds you can do, but I find this is adequate. And Forex Factory breaks it down into low impact, which are the yellow, medium impact, which are the orange, and high impact, which are the red. Usually these red items I want to stay away from. So that means I will be out of the trade or try not to be holding a position 2 hours beforehand. So right now we're at 6:30. We have got news coming up on the Australian dollar at 10:30. So we're going to need to be careful about trading. So we've got a couple hours to execute a trade. So depending on what the signal is and how quickly I think it'll close will determine whether we're going to take that trade or not. And then we get clear sailing all the way through tomorrow morning. All right, so with that, let us get into the trade and see what we've got as available. This is our core indicator, and this chart is one of the standard layout charts. It's the light 6 major. It shows us 6 different currency pairs all on a 1-hour chart. I myself like to trade off of a 1-hour chart. On a 1-hour chart, we can usually find anywhere from 5 to 30 pips, and my sweet spot is around 10. So when I start with this middle chart, or middle portion of the chart, which is called the majors and minors. The red and the green line is the major indicator, the black and gray are the minor indicator. And this horizontal blue line is the overbought line. Horizontal red line is the oversold line. When the lines are below the red line, it's oversold, and therefore a good time to buy. Likewise, when the lines are above, it's overbought and a good time to sell. So I'm looking for situations where I see the lines are either above the blue line or below the red line. And if they're above the blue line, I want them pointed down. They're below the red line, I want them pointed up. So here we're kind of in the middle of the channel, more than halfway, and we actually have disagreement. Majors are going down, minors are going up. So we're going to pass. Euro USD, we are approaching oversold. So we're going to pass. Pound USD, we are in the middle of the channel, and it looks like the majors are starting to turn. They were going down with the minors going up, so we don't have agreement. USD Canadian, again, middle of the channel, just starting to turn. So we're going to pass. I want to catch them on either end of the channel because then I can get a run through the channel. USD Swiss franc, middle of the channel, more than halfway, so we'll pass. USD yen, we are just approaching we are overbought with the majors. The minors are starting to roll but haven't quite yet, but everybody's still pointing up. I want them pointing down. So we are now going to open up another chart, and I have cloned this 6 light major and created another set of charts that are non-US based, and we will just continue to go through our charts and see if we see the situation we're looking for. So the situation is I want the lines above the blue or below the red. And right now we're in kind of the middle of the channel here on the euro pound going sideways. Australian dollar yen just approaching overbought but still going up. Euro Canadian dollar. We are overbought and we are going down. and it hasn't quite reached halfway. Miners have actually gotten to the other side of the channel. This might be a trade that I would consider if it was prime time in either Europe or Canada, but it's off hours in both. So when it's off hours in both, the trading volume's a little bit lower. When the trading volume's a little bit lower, the signals are a little less accurate. So I am going to pass on this. Other reason I don't like it is I don't like the slope of the green line. So we've got more steep and then it kinks and becomes less steep. I want it to be less steep and get more steep. So I don't like that we've got the kink in the line here, so I'm going to pass. AUD NZD in the middle of the channel going up. It started to come down and turned. I am guessing sometimes on these news items, even though they've got a scheduled time, they release a little bit early. So we're seeing kind of a big jump here. It was coming down and it turned. So this is maybe telling me that whatever that news is going to be positive for the AUD. Pound yen again in the middle of the channel going up, just about reaching the overbought side, middle of the channel again. So nothing. So let's open up another chart. See if we can find something. This trade I'm doing, by the way, is called the 10-point trade. So I'm just going to open up my third chart. Again, just a different group of pairs. So we can go through many pairs and see what there is. Canadian dollar yen approaching overbought, but still in the channel. So nothing there. Euro New Zealand dollar, it's turned midway through the channel. So nothing there. I'm looking for situations where we're overbought and coming down or oversold and going up. So nothing there. Pound New Zealand dollar, middle of the channel going up. These two always tend to be very, very close. Here it's going up a little steeper, but the pressure is very similar on both. New Zealand dollar, yen, again, middle of the channel going up, so nothing. Gold, we've got divergent positions. Minors are going down, majors are going up, so we don't have clarity. Bitcoin dollar, middle of the channel going down, so again, nothing. Last few Mondays we've been shut out. So again, I'm going to open up another tab and I'm going to go to light major 4 and see what we can come up with. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, again going down, and it kind of switched. Swiss franc yen, we've got minors coming up, majors were going down, now they're sideways, so we don't have agreement. Euro yen, we changed direction in the channel. Pound Australian dollar, it's kind of been hanging out in the middle here, not doing too much. Minors are coming up. Majors are just kind of, well, majors going down. So we got nothing there. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We're more than halfway through the channel. Had we caught this sooner, this is kind of a nice signal here. The lines are nice and steep going up. They're all clustered together. We've got the two orange lines going up, thick blue coming down, so 3 of the 4 are telling us buy, and we would have had green line on top. And it kinked, going from less of a slope to more of a slope, or less of a down slope to less of a down slope. But we're more than halfway, so I'm going to pass on this. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. This is not a bad signal. Oversold. Everybody's going up. The green line is crossed over the red. The gray line is crossed over the black. So I've got 3 points here. 1 that we're oversold, 2 that all the lines are pointing up, and 3 that I've got the double cross. When I go up to my TNTs, I want to have at least 3 of the 4 lines agreeing with what I see here. The key is to kind of get that, to be a good trader, you need that high accuracy. And if I can get agreement across all 3 of these different indicators, that significantly improves my accuracy. The 2 orange lines are going up, the thick and the thin. The blue lines are inversely related, so when blue goes down, that means buy. So 3 of the 4 are telling me buy. I've got down pressure, which doesn't agree, but I do have the green line on top. So the green line gives me a point. So I've got 7 points here. 1 here, 3 here, and 3 here. The issue is time of day. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. So it's the end of the trading day in Canada, and it is 1 in the morning. It's about 1 in the morning in Switzerland. So it is non-prime time for either of these. Because it's non-prime time, I don't want to take the trade. I want to take trades that have a higher probability of happening. So even though I've got the signal here, I'm not going to take it because of the time of day. I'd rather take it when one of the pairs, at least one of the pairs, is morning time. So with that, let's change. Let us change up here, and I'm going to use another signal. That other signal is something called the thick orange line signal. As I said, we've got a dozen different signals. So I am going to look. The thick orange line signal is a very simple signal. You don't need to know much to. It doesn't take as much analysis to say this. The 10-point trade does. The 10-point trade. Once we got the signal, then I need to confirm the signal, and then I need to figure out how many pips it's worth. Here I don't need to figure out how many pips it's worth. On a 1-hour chart, it is always worth 5 pips, and I want to take it when there's less than 5 minutes remaining in the hour. Right now there's 11 minutes, so it's another 6 minutes before I want to take this trade. But what we'll do is we'll go through and see if we see a setup, and then if we see the setup as it approaches the top of the hour, we'll go ahead and take it. But basically what I'm doing is I'm looking to see what the position of this thick orange line is. And this thick orange line tells me is a scaled number. So when this line is as high as it can go, this number is at 10. When it's as low as it can go, it is at 0. When it is at 10, it is telling us it doesn't believe there's any more up in the movement. When there's no more up in the movement, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when it is at 0, it's telling us that there's no more down in the movement. If there's no more down in the movement, that's a good time to buy. So I am looking for situations where this number is either 0 or 10. And it can be within 1 point of either end. So I can go from 9 to 10 or 0 to 1. So 3 isn't close enough. Here, 0.29. 0.29 is between 0 and 1. So I've got the first part of the signal. Now, the key to being a good trader, though, is not just relying on one piece of information to make the trade. I want something that confirms that, yes, indeed, we've kind of petered out here. There's no more down to the movement. It's going to start going up. So what I'm going to use to figure that out is I'm going to look to my majors and minors, and that's one of the great things about these tools is I can get everything I need to know looking in one place, and it's graphically set up very simple for me to figure it out. So I want to see all 4 of these lines well below the red line, the oversold line down here. And if they're down here, that confirms what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a trade. Right now, they're just touching a red line. I want them well beyond the red line. Because what's going to happen is, if this is telling me there's no more down in the movement, and this is way oversold, even though the lines are pointing down, what's going to happen is when the candle changes to a new candle, there'll be a little snap, and we'll get the benefit of that little snap and pull back. So we don't have it yet. Pound dollar, 1.6 isn't close enough. 3.5 isn't close enough. 10, yes. That's part 1 of the signal, but where are my majors and minors? They're still in the channel. So with these still in the channel, this is telling me there's more up in the move. So even though this is telling me there's not much more up in the move, that I'm seeing more up in the move here. So, and in fact, we are going from less steep to more steep. So this tells me there's still more push going to happen. And same here with the euro dollar. And tonight's trade setup was a sell. And you can see we still have some down. So we went from less steep to more steep. So it's going to push. It's still going to push through this. 8.8, not close enough. So let's go to the next group. 2.3, not close enough. 5.8, not close enough. And you can see I can go through these very quickly. 0. So that's telling me there's no more down on the movement, but my majors and minors aren't oversold. I need them to be oversold. So nothing. 4.5, not close enough. 5.5, not close enough. 0, yes, but my majors and minors aren't there yet. My minors actually, this is good where it was, but they've started to turn. Majors are still going down. And what I'm really interested when I'm looking at this, I really care about where the majors and minors, or where the majors are. So I want those majors down here. The minors aren't, if the minors have done this, like they've turned, that's okay to me, but I want the majors down there. So nothing here. 0.6, no. 1.0, that is pretty close. It's just over the boundary, but our majors aren't there yet, so we're going to pass. 4.5, not close enough. 6.4, not close enough. 1.9, not close enough. 6.1, not close enough. So let's go to our next group. Australian Canadian, 3.6, not close enough. Swiss franc yen, 1.3, not close enough. Euro yen, 1.4, not close enough. 2.4, not close enough. 5, not close enough. And 8.5, not close enough. All right, gang, we've gone through 24 charts with 2 different signals, and there's nothing there that's worth trading on. We've got we've got 5 minutes now, but we're in the realm of when we could take this, but there's just nothing that I liked. Let's see if we have any questions. No questions. All right, gang. Sorry, no trade tonight from the live trade. We will be doing this again tomorrow morning, 6:30. So a.m. So join me. Usually that morning session, we find a good trade. Thanks so much. We're here to make you successful. You will be successful. We've got a tremendous group of coaches that care and will teach you to do this in a way that lets you make money. All right, great. Thanks so much. We will see you again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.